Afternoon. How are y'all doing? I am very sadly presenting from San Angelo, Texas, instead of being with y'all in San Antonio. I'm missing everything and I'm sad about it, but I'm looking at some slide decks that people have shared in the app. So I hope y'all are having a fabulous time. I'm going to talk to you about Sora and how our school district started from the ground up. So just real quickly, some of you may not know anything, and so we added this in at the last minute. Sora is online books for any student at any time, and that's what I love about it. They are one of my top two vendors at this time. I used to have a lot of top vendors. I only have two now. But they're ebooks or audiobooks that students can access anywhere they have internet, or they can download them and read them anywhere, anytime. And they're sorted by level. So elementary can only access elementary level books, middle school and high school, things like that. It's for everyone. It has easy accommodations within the app. It has a dyslexic font. Actually, if you change it to dyslexic, it changes the entire app, not just certain things, which is amazing to me. There's personalization. There's multiple languages that you can purchase books in. You can track reading stats. You can assign books to students if you want, for book clubs or book groups or circles or whatever. So that is kind of in a nutshell what Sora is. It's an amazing reading app for ebooks and audiobooks. So here's a little bit about San Angelo, Texas. You see that purple star? We are 3.5 hours from San Antonio. We started out Monday morning and we got about 20 miles down the road and had already seen 2 flipped vehicles on the highway and decided to come back, that we didn't want to drive on literally rural roads for 2 hours to get to I-10. So we played it safe and came back home, and that is where we are. We are kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're 2 hours from Midland, 1.5 hours from Abilene, 3.5 hours from everywhere else in the rest of the world. We have 2 high schools. One of those high schools has a freshman campus. We have 3 middle schools and 17 elementary schools with 2,200 employees and 14,500 students. Our secondary libraries have certified librarians, and then our elementary schools, only 4 elementaries have certified librarians, and all the others have amazing paraprofessionals. I'm the librarian at Central High School, the large 6A high school, and I'm also the district lead librarian on top of my library job. So here's how we started with Sora. This kind of the slides that we're going to go through. Why we started, how we got our beginning collection, partnering with our county library, curating with the Overdrive team, promoting, and then also more promotions. So why we started, we had ebooks from different vendors for years. I looked back probably like 10 or 12 years. We have been really trying to use ebooks, and all of those years we were very frustrated. The apps didn't work. They were very slow. They would do updates. The updates didn't work. We quit buying ebooks about 4 years ago, probably 5 years ago, because we were like, this is not working. They're not being used. And even when we try to use them, they don't work. So we wanted a robust platform. We wanted access for our remote students during COVID. So we started in the summer after the COVID shutdown. So we wanted remote access for our students. We wanted ease of use, because if it's not easy for teachers and for students and for librarians, nobody needs that. And then we wanted different purchasing models and options, and we wanted excellent customer service. And fortunately, we gained all of those. So here's our timeline. We started in June of 2020. We wanted to do some digital reading over the summer, and the district helped us promote that students could access ebooks and audiobooks and read over the summer after COVID shut down that spring. Then in the fall, we continued to use it because our students were in and out, as yours were, being quarantined for 10 days. They didn't have access to books. They would get home, they would be quarantined. So that's why we continued in that fall. Then last fall, we added the all access magazines for teachers and for students. And then in March, we also added the comics. And then at this current time, we are continually adding and renewing titles. So that's our timeline. We've only been with Overdrive or Sora for about almost 3 years, and it's been an amazing, wonderful experience at every point along the way. So our beginning collections, they were helpful to help us find books. We just bought a bunch of books for the summer. We kind of went with the popular titles. It was really easy to do. They have lists that you can purchase from. And the books are about the same as a regular book. The audiobooks are about the price of an audiobook. They just cost more. So we had some money left in our budget. So we all put in some money and bought a beginning collection. And so I managed all that as we began, and then we just kept going with it. And it can be a 2-hour turnaround, which is an amazing thing. If you know, at that time, it was taking 6 months to get books in your hands. And if you time it right and jump all through all the hoops with your purchasing department, you can actually buy a list of books in overdrive and have those books in your collection within 2 hours is the quickest I've seen it, but I didn't check any quicker, but I could be. We partnered with the Tom Green County Library, which we have here in San Angelo. At that time, they were in a consortium with Abilene, but we are no longer in that. But it was literally, it took us 1 email and 3 minutes to partner with our county library. That is how amazing they are. It took us about 2 months to jump through the hoops with our school district at the time. But so you can add, if your county library agrees, or your public city library agrees to partner with you, that is a quick and easy, quick little contract they sign. And then that literally doubled our collection right then, because our students without a county library card could access anything from the Tom Green County Library in there. Because in public libraries, it's the Libby app. And in school libraries, it's the Sora app. So that is a great way to double your collection for no money from you. So curating the collection, the books are easy to choose, they're easy to purchase, and they're easy to renew or to weed. What I love is you can weed a book just by not renewing it or just with a click. So gaining an older library, when I started a few years ago, I loved just clicking and the books are gone. So at this time, we have 5,337 titles of ebooks and 62 copies. So we have multiple copies of some of the books, obviously. And then we have audiobooks, magazines, the unique users. In the last 30 days, we've had 1,365 students use our Sora app. We've had 5,256 books checked out and 962 holds, which is a good thing and a bad thing. We need to get better and have more copies of some of those books, because some students are having to wait for quite a while, but that's my goal for next time. So curating with the team is what's amazing. So there are lists, they have sales, and they have help from the team. And what I loved is when we first started, like they emailed us, our rep, and said, hey, just want you to know in August we have a sale, and then we have another sale in December. So they let you know ahead of time what's going to be on sale and when the sales are. So you can go, okay, wait, I'm going to wait till then to buy my social emotional learning books, or I'm going to wait this time because the audiobooks are on sale. So that is helpful that they let you know ahead of time. They have lists down here on the bottom. They have more lists. They have starred reviews. They have school library journal starred reviews. And then I'm going to talk just for a second about the lending models. So you can purchase books, 1 copy, 1 user. So you actually buy that book and you own that book, and 1 student can read the book at a time. It's just like a library book. So if somebody's looking over their shoulder on the device, or if the teacher displays it to their smartboard, Apple TV screen, whatever you use in your district, all the students could see that. So everyone could see whatever is that device can do. But 1 copy, 1 user, you own it. Metered access titles are either metered by time or by number of circulations. So some books you can, and all of this depends on the agreements between the author and the editor and Overdrive. But a lot of books you can purchase for 12 months or 24 months, or it may be 52 circulations or 26 circulations. And then after that, you'll have to renew it. But it's very clear what you are buying, and actually you have to choose that before you can add it to your cart. And what I love about it is what's popular this year, you can buy a bunch of copies, and then that is not hot next year, and you're not spending money on it again next year because you go, oh, okay, that's already out, so we're going to move on to the next thing. You can purchase classroom sets. So we've done this a couple of times where you purchase a set and then the teachers assign them to the classroom by the student ID number. And then the teachers can dig through the data, see how much they're reading, how many minutes they're reading, where they are in the book, things like that. So classroom sets are a great option for literature circles or English classes or whatever other subject would need just a class set for. And generally those you rent them for 3 months or 6 months, and the cost is very minimal. I just rented some that were like $2.99 per copy for 3 months. So if they're going to read Hamlet, you don't have to have however many copies of the physical copies that get destroyed after a few years. You can have the digital copies. On-demand sets, you can set them up. That's a different circulation type where students choose them and you pay for the ones that are checked out. And then cost per circulation is pretty much like an open PO that you can do, and then you can, students as they buy things, then you're charged for them. And then simultaneous use, there are some titles that are simultaneous use that you can purchase, or some are just free, a lot of the classics, and then students can access them. So there's lots of different models that meet different needs at different times. I'm just gonna see if this will work. If I can click on this really quick, and just here's some book lists, and here's how you curate. Here's must-have books. You can look on the left-hand side. Here's their top authors, their popular series. You can scroll down, bestsellers, popular comics. They make it super easy to purchase. So I'm going to show you this one real quick. So this book, A Girl's Guide, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, you can purchase it for metered access for 12 months for $22.50 or 24 months for $45. And then it also tells you if you have that book in your collection or not. All kinds of information about it, reviews, how many times. So this book we purchased last year, when we purchased it, it's been circulated 20 times. So I use that a lot as I'm renewing books, and I'm like, oh well, nobody checked that out, so I'm not going to renew it. So all the information is great. So then we curated and expanded our collection over the next couple of years. Magazines, comics. We did a Spanish collection for our English language learner. There's tons of reports, and then you can renew them by usage or not. I'm going to kind of go a little quicker. So promoting it. We promoted to students, to teachers, to the library staff, to the instructional coaches was a big key in our district because our elementary librarians are they are kind of the catch-all and do a lot. And so working with the instructional coaches was a great way to let our classroom elementary teachers know about the collection. And we also promote it district-wide, and then the county library promotes quite often the connection with us so that parents can know, even if they don't have a county library card, their students can access it. Here's all the promotional stuff. They have a whole separate website with everything. They have trending outreach. They have social graphics already made. They have print-ready things. They have different graphics that you can personalize for your school. Color sheets. They always have new things. I'm always looking and going, wow, what do you have? And it's amazing things that you can just post, you can copy, you can paste, you can edit. There's teacher flyers. There's print things you can do. There's social media, every kind of social media that you could possibly need. And every holiday they have it already. I think every vendor in the world should already have to have these items. And then here's more about the outreach and marketing. They just literally is so easy to just like post something super quick, or a lot of the elementary students put it in their class dojo. The middle school and high school, we use our Twitter and social media to let students know, and then have print things ready to go. And then training is one thing that we did. So our Overdrive team was amazing. They did individual training when we needed it. They did it with groups, like if secondary wanted training, then they would do it for us. There's on-demand trainings that you can access. They're quick to respond by emails if you have a quick question. So they got a gold star with all their training and their continual training. They have on-demand webinars, how-to videos, self-paced timing, and training kits. So it's super easy. I always share this like with my teachers or with my instructional coaches because everything is just ready, easy to use. And then here's just some reading stats that you can look at that they have: average time per book and by format, who's looking at them, who's reading them, how many users, how many hours. We had 1,957 hours, or I'm sorry, 1,957 hours of reading time. And then just here's some more. You can look at the average time per session, the average time per user, and the unique users. And you can see when we aren't using it. This is the last 12 months. Nobody was reading over the holidays, but then they started reading when they came back to school. And then here's our trends year over year. And then remember, we started in June of 2020. So that first block is really slow, but small, but that's the first year we started when we only had half of a year. And there's so much data, and I really haven't looked at that yet. And I'm going to use that a lot as I plan for next year. So I can take questions, maybe, if I can hear y'all, or y'all need to do the raffle. And I think my time is almost up. So thank you for coming. I cannot say enough good things. When I'm in Facebook groups and people say, hey, we want ebooks, it's like if 15 people haven't already said you need to get Sora, then I tell them you do. If we could only have one vendor, it would be Sora.